today to share with you a really fun way to add a little bling to your work. For years now, I've been using this Speedball Mona Lisa Imitation Gold Leaf. And it comes in several different packets, but this one's terrific. It comes with an adhesive, which obviously you need to glue down the gold leaf. And it also comes with a sealer, which is an important final step so that your gold leaf doesn't oxidize. See, this is imitation gold leaf. It's actually made with copper and some alloys, and those will return to their original form if you don't seal it. The sealing is very important. So you can see here I've had a lot of fun, combined it with some napkins and collage papers, and it's been especially exciting because now you can actually get this in many different forms of bling. This one here you can see has got almost like a sunburst on it. It comes in silver and I love copper. Look at this beautiful copper. Ooh, gorgeous. But today I'm going to play with the gold. So shortly before we started our video, I actually took some adhesive and just using a nice flat brush, I painted it on in the places where I wanted the gold leaf. And now I'm ready to apply the gold leaf. And there's many ways to do it. I'm going to try just cutting this out of here because it appears to be, I can handle it with this. See how it's stuck on here? That's really cool. So I'm just going to put this on here and stick it onto this, right around the edge, lift it up, and move it along here, and stick it along here, and stick it along here. And basically, that's all you have to do. And then the fun comes when you just decide to get it all over your fingers here. I just take the extra pieces and kind of fill in. And then you just kind of brush away the extra pieces like this. Actually, it works out quite well. So I don't think you could see the pattern I had there, but it was a movement that's created to take you across the page here. And what I'm actually doing here is designing a abstract painting. And this is how I like to begin them, especially if I'm doing this paper with the gold leaf. Now all of these little particles of gold leaf, if you want, if you've missed some parts, just put them back up here and move them around, and wherever there is that sealer, not the sealer, wherever there is the adhesive, it will stick. And I think it's fun when it doesn't stick properly. I especially like it when there are some little holes in it. So this is all good stuff. I'll put this away and save it for another time. And meanwhile, I'm just going to show you a little bit about how I start an abstract. I actually take a pencil usually, so I can think about my design, and then I usually work with these little sketchy ideas here. And what I'd like to do now is just to design something that will go with this particular gold leaf pattern. So coming in here, maybe going across off the page, coming down, and you can see I'm working with your basic cruciform, very popular way to design abstracts or any painting really. So now following some of these fun shapes that I've created, I would just at this time take papers with more bling in them, just have a little fun with it. So I actually do work with store-bought papers. These I picked up in France. And I use a Yes paste. You don't want to use too much. So I make the Yes paste very thin, and it's more like a cream. And see, then I can just glue this down. Oh, isn't that fun? Bling on bling. Can't beat it. And I try to think about the movement. So as I'm attaching these papers, I'm always thinking about how are they going to move through the piece. And then I love to make my own papers. Here you can see a number of them that I created using a jelly plate and stamps. And then what I do is I just tear these out. And as you can see, sometimes I'll even put a little bit of gold leaf right in with my jelly papers. Oh man, this is really fun. So now with just a little extra shaping these, and you can see what I do. I like to put just a little bit of glue down, especially if I'm working with these unwaxed papers like this, because they're they're not very porous. Other times I like to attach them to the gold leaf. And then I like to use also stamps that I've made. This is a fun stamp I made with the hot glue gun. Oh man, that was great fun. And again, it's on an unwaxed paper, so I need to put a little glue down first. But you can see each of these is starting now to pull this together into an abstract. Let's add a little more up here. And then I even have, this is the ultimate, I even have these beautiful napkins of Gustav Klimt. And what you have to do is get all the backing paper out of these. And believe me, this is not an easy task. So we're right down to the absolute translucent papers here. And I'm just fascinated by these beautiful patterns that he's created. So this is going to be the last thing I'm going to be doing, is having a little fun, adding in some of these beautiful patterns created by Gustav Klimt. And I just rip them up and place them in there. So as you can see, this is only off to a good start. I would still want to add some watercolor, possibly some color sanding, and there's all kinds of additional tricks. But what I'm going to do in my next little video is I'm going to show you how I'm going to incorporate the use of webbing spray, which has now been changed to marbling spray. So I think what I'll do is I'll just end this little part with a little shot of marbling spray, just to give you some idea how much fun it is to play. So this comes in with just some wonderful shapes that can all be eventually incorporated into the finished painting. Okay, before we end, I just want to show you a couple of these Ode to Klimt paintings that I've been having a great time with. Here's one, oops, upside down. Here's one. You can see the actual kiss here. I drew in part of the face. I've had an awfully good time with a lot of these patterns that he's developed. You can also see some of the color sanding and some of the soft colors. And not only is there gold leaf, but there's a world of products out there that you can have fun with. For example, there's liquid leaf. There's powdered metallic watercolor. You simply dip your brush in water, dip it into this powdered metallic, and then just paint it on. This happens to be a gold gesso, and these products are available on the market. So not only gold leaf, but a variety of products will help add that bling to your piece. And here's another one I've been working on. You can see the webbing, the gold, the napkins. Man, it's way too much fun. But there's one other way you can use gold leaf, and I'd like to tell you about that. This is got quite a bit of gold leaf on it, combined with some acrylics and some watercolors. And what I did when I did this one is I used a base coat. So some of these kits come with a base coat, and they also come with an antiquing glaze. And a lot of people have said, well, that gold leaf just looks too out of place. It's demanding too much attention. So when that happens, what you need to do is antique it with this little glaze. You just mix that up and paint over it and wipe it off. But I do love this. This is a base coat. In this particular painting, you can see the the color of the base coat was put down in all the places that I wanted to put the gold leaf. And then when you get these little particles of gold leaf that break away, you see that wonderful terracotta colored base coat. So it gives it a real old-timey look, one that I actually love. So thanks for joining me today. I hope this is helpful. And I'm going to show you my finished painting in a little while. There you go.